Naruto, Anbu Ninja Ranking. In Naruto, there's a special unit of ninjas in every hidden village known as Anbu, which is basically an elite division, a troop of ninjas called in for the toughest missions, usually involving assassination. In the Anbu are some of the strongest ninjas in the world, and today we're going to see a ranking of the most well-known ones. Let's go! Each ninja village in Naruto has its Anbu squad, and it can be quite different from one to another, but it will always be a truly elite team. In Konoha's Anbu, for example, there's a whole internal hierarchy specific to the Anbu, different from regular ninjas. Even among Jonins and Anbu ninjas still need to wear masks and change their identities while serving there. Some of the greatest of all time were Anbu members, and today we're going to make a ranking of the top 12 most powerful of the entire series. Come with me! Come, Fu Yamanaka. Fu Yamanaka was one of Danzo's right-hand men when he tried to take the position of Hokage. He was a member of Root, a sort of parallel Anbu that Danzo commanded, and that was even stricter in terms of hierarchy and training. In Fu's case, he had a very high overall ability, even though he wasn't particularly exceptional. His standout feature was the mind transfer jutsu of the Yamanaka clan, which we became familiar with through Ino and Inoichi, and in which Fu was an expert. Sai was also part of the Anbu, and was seen by Danzo as a prodigy. He thought Sai would be better than Naruto and Sasuke, for example. Of course, he doesn't quite reach that level, but he's still a very tough ninja, especially for infiltration and espionage missions, and the proof of that is when he managed to infiltrate Orochimaru's hideout, which is no small feat. In combat, Sai is also unique, with his jutsus using drawings, ink, and actual paper, which are used with chakra. Tarun Aburame. Tarun is probably the strongest ninja in the history of the Aburame clan, which uses insect control in combat. In Tarun's case, he was a prodigy of the clan, able to control tiny, almost microscopic insects and use them for all sorts of purposes, including causing absurd pain to his opponent. He was an important member of the Anbu in Konoha, and was only surpassed by Shino Aburame, but even so, he was still highly respected within the clan and also within the Anbu. Out here, we have the first ninja on the list from outside Konoha, which is Ao from the Mist Village. He was a kind of bodyguard for the 5th Mizukage, and not for nothing. Before that, he was part of the Hunter Nin, a division within the Mist's Anbu that specialized in hunting down fugitive ninjas. Ao's biggest asset is the fact that he has a Byakugan in his right eye, which he acquired during the Third Ninja War when he killed a member of the Hyuga clan from Konoha, which naturally has the Byakugan. Yamato is a staple of Konoha's Anbu and was one of Naruto's mentors in a way, even commanding Team 7 in place of Kakashi for a while. Yamato is a code name. Nobody knows exactly what his real name is, despite Kakashi talking about it all the time. Yamato's detail is that he is the result of an experiment by Orochimaru, so he has the power of wood release. The same as the first Hokage, which is extremely rare, though not as good as Hashirama's, of course. Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the Hidden Mist, was also a Mist Anbu, in addition to being part of another elite group, the 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. In Kirigakure, the selection, training, and testing process for ninjas was very tough and quite deadly, so legend has it that Zabuza killed hundreds of students to get to where he got, even developing a technique for it, where he made no sound to reach and kill a target, practically a ninja assassin's creed. Despite being a villain from the beginning, Zabuza is indeed quite powerful. Kabuto Yakushi. Kabuto has done everything in this series, so it makes sense that he was also a member of Konoha's Anbu, as he was. He specialized in being a spy for the Anbu, and let's face it, he was always a good spy. Apart from his powers as a medical ninja, way above average, his disguises, and everything else. Kabuto became even more powerful after leaving the Anbu, but even when he was there, he was already highly respected, and it couldn't be otherwise, right? People like Kakashi and Orochimaru himself, for whom he worked, recognized that Kabuto was indeed a very powerful ninja, way above average overall. Kakashi Hatake. If there's a ninja who can be considered the face of the Anbu, who has everything the Anbu needs from a ninja, That guy is our dear Kakashi Hatake. His coldness and skill match perfectly with Konoha's elite ninjas, and he was one of the greatest in the history of the organization, for sure. He's one of the few we know the level he reached in there, and he was a captain of the Anbu, meaning he commanded a team of other Anbu ninjas, which is no small feat. For a long time, Kakashi carried out assassination missions with absurd precision, a chilling coldness that could scare anyone, until one day he got tired of it and asked to be released from the Anbu. If we analyze this phase of Kakashi, it's impressive that he's not a villain because he had everything to be one. Danzo Shimura Danzo was the leader of Root in Konoha, and he almost became the 6th Hokage. In fact, he tried very hard to become one. Despite being very powerful, he was evil, seen as an extremist, a backward guy in his methods. But he still had a lot of influence in Root's command. Danzo's big secret was an arm with Hashirama's cells and 10 Sharingans implanted, which he could use in Izanagi, so he was practically invincible from a certain point of view. Danzo also had Shisui Uchiha's Mangekyo Sharingan stolen. And when he showed all his potential fighting Sasuke, it was clear why he was so respected and managed to command that Anbu cell with an iron fist, and almost became Hokage in the midst of all that chaos, Orochimaru. You might be surprised, but Orochimaru was also once an Anbu ninja, and in fact, that time was one of the most important in his ninja career, despite having few details. What is known is that he participated in several secret missions during and after the Second Ninja War. It was also during this time that he conducted some very wrong and frightening scientific experiments, including Danzo's arm and the creation of Yamato, among several others, including a new body for himself. Besides that, you know Orochimaru well, one of the legendary Sannin, an absurdly powerful and intelligent ninja, although completely evil and megalomaniacal. Shisui Uchiha Shisui was a member of the Uchiha clan who served in the Anbu and is considered one of the most powerful ninjas in the clan, the Anbu, and Konoha itself in history. He was still young when he died, but he already had the power level of the most experienced ninjas, especially with genjutsu. Shisui was one of the first in a long time in the Uchiha clan to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan, and his was truly impressive. With genjutsu, he could practically control people's minds, implant memories that didn't exist, and he believed he could stop the Uchiha coup in Konoha with just that. He ended up being killed by all that conspiracy by Danzo, but in terms of power, really only one in the Anbu was better than him. By now you might even know who it is, Itachi Uchiha. Of course, it's the great Itachi Uchiha, Sasuke's older brother, who was probably the most impressive ninja of all before Naruto and Sasuke themselves. Itachi was a prodigy, an absolute phenomenon, and within the Anbu, it was no different. He served in the Anbu at the same time as Kakashi, but at 13, he wasn't commanded by anyone anymore. He had already become a captain of the Anbu and commanded his own team. There wasn't a ninja who didn't recognize how powerful Itachi was. Even Danzo, head of Root, was afraid of him. And that only made the Uchiha massacre even scarier. In one night, Itachi exterminated, massacred an entire clan, his own clan, including his parents, leaving only Sasuke alive, his still very young brother. Itachi is, without a doubt, the strongest member the Anbu has ever had, despite everything that happened in his tragic story and Sasuke's, and the Uchiha as a whole. But now I want to hear from you. Agree? Disagree? Who do you think is the most powerful to have ever participated in the Anbu? Tell us, share your opinion here in the comments, and if you liked the video, don't forget that quick like, which always helps a lot. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and then you just need to stay tuned to everything that happens here on the channel. Thanks!